1911 was an important year in food history. It was the advent of Crisco. Scientists figured out how to take liquid vegetable oil and through a process called hydrogenation, turn it into a solid fat. It was sold to us as healthier than lard, which was the fat of choice in the 19th century because it was made from vegetables rather than animals. And when I was growing up, there was no lard in our house and there was definitely shortening in the pantry. Well, it turns out most of that nutrition science was wrong. Shortening isn't really any better for you than lard. And in fact, until they reformulated it recently and got rid of the trans fats, it was probably worse for you than lard. Now I would say it's tie. And in fact, when you think about them, it makes sense that they look the same. You know, we got white fat here, it's kind of solid, and white fat here. And they can be used interchangeably in recipes because they're both chemically the same. They're 100% fat. That said, I'm definitely team lard, and I promise I will explain, but let me first explain why you want to be using either one of these rather than butter. Now, I still use butter in biscuits and pie dough because it's delicious and is there for flavor. But I also use lard along with that butter. And that's because butter is 80% fat and 20% water, and the lard and the shortening are 100% fat. And so what you're really doing when you're adding any of these solid fats into the flour is you are shortening the gluten strands. That's where the word shortening comes from. Butter does it, shortening does it, lard does it. And the lard and the shortening, also because they don't have any water, will not promote gluten once you add the liquid to the biscuit dough or to the pie dough. The butter does. Adding either shortening or lard with the butter kind of gets you the best of both worlds, and you get a tender, flaky pie dough or beautiful tender biscuits. Now, in terms of why I like the lard better than the shortening, you have the option of getting 100% natural lard with no preservatives. Also, it's more sustainable. If we're going to eat meat and we're going to eat pork, what do we do with all the leftover fat? Turn it into lard. Now, we did a lard tasting. Yeah, that was a fun tasting. And our favorite was from US Dreams. Now, unfortunately, this is a mail order brand, so the funky label accordingly. And so it's pretty expensive. But it's 100% pork lard, no preservatives. Does not have a super porky flavor. You're not going to taste your pie dough and say, oh, that's got pork in it. It's really a little savory. There is a supermarket option from Morel. This, again, has a very light flavor, clean flavor, worked really lovely in pie dough and in biscuits. So let's go back to the 19th century and use lard along with the butter for flavor when we're making our pie dough and our biscuits. You're going to get amazing flavor and incredible texture.
For full episodes of your favorite cooking shows, head over to ATK's Full Episodes channel on YouTube. You can stream complete seasons of America's Test Kitchen, Cook's Country, and more. See you there.